Hi, I'm Molly Fair Fitness, and this is our first video series in the Getting Started video series for the Healthy Happy Whole monthly membership program. So for this first video, it's just a little bit of an intro video. I want to keep these videos nice and short and to the point so that you get the information that you need, but that it also gets you excited and also so you can get to know me a little bit better as well. So this first video, I'm just going to introduce myself to you and how Healthy Happy Whole was born, how it was created. So my story, you can read my story in more detail if you go to www.mollyfairfitness.com. Fair Fitness with a P-H-A-I-R, Fitness P-H-I-T-N-E-S-S. And my story I wrote out there in my About Me tab, so you can get all the details there. But in a nutshell, because I want to keep this pretty brief, I always grew up as one of those kids that ate fairly healthy, but I also had a lot of junk food. I grew up in the skim milk, margarine, chips, pop, candy era where the convenience foods were awesome and they were always around. It was a joke in our family that we would always have, a candy drawer. My granny would have a candy, not kidding, candy room. And the drawers would be filled with candy, the cupboards would be filled with candy, the closets, and then in the corners of her house would be stacks of soda and bags of chips, and she always wanted to provide those things for us. It was one of her love languages, but it was always a joke in our house, like chips, pop, and candy. So I kind of grew up that way. Weight wasn't an issue for me. I was always really thin growing up, so I never had to think about the effects that food was having on my body necessarily. But then, you get older, you go to college. I got married. I had my first baby at 23. By the time I was 30, I had 4 kids. And my body had changed a little bit, was putting on some weight. At this point, exercise was really important to me. I would go to the gym every day. It was like my moment of sanity. I would take the kids to the gym daycare, and I would go and exercise. And but I was noticing that it still just wasn't making the differences. Like after the 3rd baby, got harder to get back to where I was pre-pregnancy. 4th baby, even harder. And then when my youngest, it's a daughter, our only daughter, she was 1 year old, and it was around Thanksgiving time, and I had a really bad bacterial infection. So I went into the doctor, and they put me on antibiotics, and went home, took my antibiotics, it went away. Well, about a month later, it came back again, but a little bit worse. So I went back to the doctor, and they put me on more antibiotics. And basically what happened is I started to get these cyclical bacterial infections, and they kept putting me on more and more antibiotics. And then I started getting yeast overgrowth. So they would put me on yeast medication. And basically what ended up happening to me was I just kept getting sicker and sicker, and they couldn't figure it out. And so I ended up just walking away from the doctor's office and saying, okay, I got to do something else. I'm just getting sicker and sicker, and this isn't helping me, so I got to figure something out. So that's when I started getting online and doing some of my own research, like what could be causing these problems that I'm having. And what I found was that I had created a massive superbug in my gut, the superbugs that were feeding on all the bad things that I was eating, and my body had become resistant to antibiotics after they had killed all the good bacteria in my gut. So I was having all kinds of problems. I was having like anxiety, depression, skin rashes and irritations, migraines, PMS, and the list goes on. I have it listed in my story that I wrote out on my website. But what I found as I continued to do research is that a lot of people were using nutrition and lifestyle changes as medicine, as a way to heal their bodies and find their way back to health, really. So that's what I did. I found an online program. It was a type of an elimination diet that included some supplements, and it told me how to manage stress, and it helped me with all these things. And then that kind of snowballed into finding my first functional medicine doctor, which I didn't even know what that was at the time. But basically, I found out that functional medicine is medicine based on the root cause and bio-individuality of the people that they serve. So they're not going to focus on symptom suppression, which is what we get in most Western medicine, where you put a Band-Aid on a symptom or hand someone a pill, right, to just mask a symptom or something that's bothering them, a pain, right? Functional medicine really gets to the deep root cause. So we work on identifying that root cause, which it's not the same for everyone. So there is a no one size fits all. And as you begin to identify that root cause, and you start to heal from the inside out and address that root cause first, so that that can snowball into overall body healing. And I found this so life-changing that I decided that that was what I wanted to do with my life. I had originally graduated from college as a music therapist. I love music. I'm a piano player. I love to sing, play the guitar. And so I was helping people through music. But then when I went through my own health crisis, which lasted many years, by the way, this wasn't a process that was just a few months. It was years that I struggled with this. I decided to set aside my music, and I still have a passion for that, and I use it in a lot of the areas of my life, but I switched and turned to nutrition. So I started, thinking, man, if I'm having all these problems, there's a lot of other people that have these problems. And as I started talking about the things that I'd gone through, lots of other people started to be able to relate to me in the things that I was struggling with. And so I started running online challenges. I started my Rock Your Body Challenge, which initially I called it the Biggest Loser Challenge, just to copy the Biggest Loser show. I don't know why I called it that. And I was, started some online stuff. I became a Beachbody coach, so I worked a lot with the Beachbody programs and nutritionals, which I still love to this day. I still use Beachbody on demand, and I drink my Shakeology, not every single day, but I do like it. I love Energize. It's one of my favorite products. But this program is not about Beachbody. It's not about any kind of MLM. This program came from my years of working with people and then deciding, you know what, if I'm helping people like this, I need to make it legit. So I went back to school, and I went to school to become a nutritional therapy practitioner, which is what I am now. I'm also an NASM certified personal trainer, so I've spent many years teaching group programs, group classes at the gym, one-on-one personal training. Currently, I'm doing a 5 a.m. boot camp at the gym. It's a small group personal training, and I have been helping people with nutrition for many years. At least the last 4 years, I've been doing things online to build, a group of people that were all like-minded, trying to do the same things. And I've definitely evolved over the years, and I have evolved to this point where I've created this Healthy Happy Whole monthly membership program. And this is my baby. This is something that I've been thinking about, scheming about, because I wasn't truly addressing the needs, the long-term needs that I wanted to address with the people I was working with. They were seeing great short-term results. We were building a community, but then I would just see them falling back down the rabbit hole repeatedly. And I would do another challenge, we would come back together, and then after the challenge, they'd fall back down the rabbit hole. And so I wanted to find something that would help us to bring us physically, spiritually, mentally, our health in those areas to the next level, while also creating balance and on building those daily simple habits that create the change for the long haul. And so you can't just address nutrition, you can't just address exercise when we're trying to create this true transformation in people, right? We have to address what I call my 6 pillars of health. So what I'm going to do in the next video is I'm just going to briefly explain to you what my 6 pillars of health are. And then that will give you a good idea of where I stand as far as my philosophy, what those 6 pillars of health are, and how they can help you really make a true transformation in your life. I'm so excited that you're here in this program. I hope that you get amazing results. Of course, your results are going to be based off of the effort that you put into it. So please use the tools that I'm giving you. Watch the videos, participate, be involved, use us as your support, use us as your accountability. Let us be your healthy, happy, whole family. And I look forward to seeing you in our next Getting Started video series.